Here's it going, YouTube. Today I'm going to do a video based on this video I was watching on YouTube earlier, and it was by this guy that you could tell he was an atheist or whatever, and he had this video called 10 Questions Every Christian Must Answer. And it's basically saying that our world would make more sense if people believe that God didn't exist. Now, I'm not a Christian. I do believe in God though. And these questions he asked, okay, now number one, the first question was, why doesn't God heal amputees? And to me it's very simple. Humans don't have the ability to regenerate body parts. I mean, a lot of lizards do. Actually, a lot of animals, a lot of different types of animals do, and microscopic organisms do. But we just unfortunately are one of the ones that don't. And yes, he said, and there's another question: why does God? Why is there so many people starving? Simple. They're not in control of their land. You know. They're not. They're just, you know. Well, I don't know. I'm not starving, so I don't know. There was another question. Why do good things happen to bad people? Okay, now to answer all those questions, in my opinion, to me, I think we as humans, as people, are in control of our own lives, or in control of what we can control in our lives. And what happens in the world is a configuration of the control that everyone has over what they have control over. And since we all interact with each other, that interacts. You know what I mean? So it's like, to me, I don't believe that God, you know, constantly interferes in what goes on or whatever. You know what I mean? I believe that we are in control, and we are judged based upon how we live our lives at the end or whatever, you know. Basically like that, you know what I mean? And as people know that watch my videos, I watch a lot of movies. So and there's this movie that had a scene in it that kind of explains a lot to me. So I just want y'all to listen to this real quick.
They keep down here in this cave. Man, they got the books and the records of the top 500 companies. They got the Defense Department budget down here. And they got the negative for all your favorite movies. They got microfilm with tax return and newspaper stories. They got immigration records and census reports. And they got official accounts of all the wars and plane crashes and volcano eruptions and earthquakes and fires and floods and all the other disasters that interrupted the flow of things in the good old US of A.
Really, in the whole world.
No. What does it matter, Sarah darling? All this filing and record keeping. We ever gonna give a shit? We even gonna get a chance to see it all? This is a great big 14-mile tombstone with an epitaph on it that nobody gonna bother to read. Now here you come with a whole new set of charts and graphs and records. What you gonna do? Bury them down here with all the other relics of what once was? I'ma tell you what is. Yeah, I'ma tell you what is. You ain't never gonna figure it out. Just like they never figured out why the stars are where they're at. It ain't mankind's job to figure that stuff out.
Nope.
So what you're doing is a waste of time, Sarah. And time is all we got left, you know.
I'm doing. That's all there's left to do.
Shame on you. There's plenty to do. Plenty to do. So as long as it's you and me and maybe some other people, we could start over. Start fresh. Get some babies. And teach them, Sarah. Teach them never to come over here and dig these records out.
try to figure out God's shit.
You want to put some kind of explanation down here before you leave? He's one as good as any like the time. We've been punished by the Creator. He visited a curse on us. So we might get a look at
I don't know about all that, but he keeps going.
what hell was like. Maybe he didn't want to see us blow ourselves up and put a big hole in his sky. Maybe he just wanted to show us he was still a boss man. Maybe he figured we was getting too big for our britches, trying to figure his shit out.
So that's basically the gist of it. That's what I want to say. Like, you can't answer those questions because, well, the only way you can answer those questions is that what happens in mankind, we're doing it to ourselves. You know, what happens with us is a result of someone else's doing. You know what I mean? And as far as natural stuff, it's not our job to figure God's plan out. Just leave it at that. Just live. Live and act accordingly. Peace out, YouTube.